Good morning. Cleaning up some tools from the concrete stuff yesterday. We gotta go get a saw, get it cut. We did get this this piece here taken off on the disc ripper last night, and you can see how worn those holes are. Where's the bolt? Is the bolt still here? I was going to show you how worn out the bolt is, but I don't see it here. Yeah, the bolt's gone. I don't see it, but anyway, it's one of these, and the bolt that goes through this part here was almost completely wore out, and it mounts inside there. Was kind of a pain to get out. We actually had to drop this arm down, and so that's why the jack's there to support it. And yeah, it was a pain, but we got it. Anyway, we'll work on this later. We're waiting for parts to come today, so I gotta go get that saw. All right, we got the cutting done. Now we got to get it cleaned off so we can put sealer on. I'm debating whether I do sit here with the hose and wash it, or if I should go get the power washer with my little floor sweeper brush water thing. That would probably be the best way to do it, so we'll probably do that. There, nice and cut and clean. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Okay, we got to keep her moving here. All right, well, we need to let that dry, and we got to get our saw taken back. So we're going to do those two things at the same time. And then when we get back this afternoon, we'll get it sealed up, and it'll be good for a little bit. Cool. Looks great. Except for the one spot that I nicked it with the saw where I shouldn't have. Right there. Dang it. Oh, well. Got back from getting our saw delivered, dropped back off, returned. That's the word, returned. Pretty well dried out here, mostly. I noticed there was some debris along the road, and I stopped on the way back and noticed it. So, got the leaf blower. Cars blow stuff in when they come off the road, or come down the road. So, should take care of it. We'll get our sealer on here now. All right. Well, that doesn't look very pretty. I get a little overlap. It'll all dry even. This all looks good, and it looked like that when I started. So, and the water beads up really nice on it. Cool. All right, well, that's done. I'll let the sealer tack up a little bit. I'll move my cones off the road right onto the edge of the driveway just to keep people from pulling in on it. And we'll let her get hard over the weekend here. Next week we should be fine to drive on, especially this first one will be plenty. It'll be almost 2 weeks since we poured it on Monday. And the stuff along the road there will be 5 days. It'll be strong enough we can drive our vehicles on it by then. So we got to get the forms off and the stakes pulled out, and then we need a bunch of dirt, fill dirt and stuff. Dad and I've been talking about that. He's got a plan. We've got a plan. We just got to get everything cleaned up. And time. I'm running out of time. It sure is nice. Sure is nice to have that done though, because now we can get the backfilling done, get some dirt brought in here, get some grass seeded nice. I got a bag of grass seed, so I'm ready for that. It starts raining. It's very dry. Like, I wouldn't want to be planting grass now anyway. So we'll wait for it to cool down, and hopefully some rain. And then we can get this seeded down and not have to water it all fall, hopefully. But it'll just be done. I won't have to worry about, if I only poured the first part and not the second part now, it'd be all getting tore out again a year from now, and we don't want that, so it'll be good. I got that sprayer cleaned up and put away. My parts are not here for the disc ripper yet. So we're gonna treat some wheat. We have to get said wheat out of this wagon, put it in these boxes. So, we'll do that. I also hooked up my chemical keg over there to the pump and got it recirculating, so we're getting that mixed up. And you see, this is the problem with wheat. It is dusty. Beans are really clean. Wheat is still a little dusty usually. Finally, we got the treater fired up. Looks great. Good coverage, good color. We do have a leak. We're gonna have to fix that. It's leaking at that fitting right there. There's an O-ring in there. It's either, it's there, I don't know. Either replace it or we can try and put a little Vaseline or silicone or something on it and see if it seals it up. But other than that, we're okay. All right, we're done. Just a little bit in this last box. Got 5 other full boxes, and they can go back in that wagon. I'm gonna let them sit for a little bit, just let them dry a little bit more. They're fine, but just it helps. The longer you can let them sit and then break it apart and stir it around. So customer doesn't need it today, so we're not gonna worry about that. Sounds like it'll be Monday before they come and get it. We did about 230 bushels out of that wagon. So all right, we're done out here. Close stuff up. Our parts should have come for our rippers, so we'll go out here and get them. We can hopefully get that thing put together and get it out of the middle of the driveway. It's not in a great spot, but it was supposed to all go back together the first day, and then we ended up waiting on parts for a cylinder, and then we found more problems, and now it's been there for 3 days. Or not. Somebody already get them, or they didn't show today. We got our 3 loads of 28 in today, so that tank is full, which is fine. It's good. So this is typically the time of year when we fill the 28 tank for the following year, because it's usually when we can get the best price. I don't know if it's the best price this year or not, but the price that we paid for these 3 loads was cheaper per ton than any we bought last year. And we bought some in the fall last year, this time of year, and we bought some in late winter, early spring. For spring delivery, and so I felt like it wasn't too bad of a price, so that's why we decided to do that now. We did have a little bit left in there, but yeah, like I said, this is for next year. Now we are planning on using a little bit this fall here. Dad actually wants to try and spray some 28 on some corn stalks to try and speed decomposition and breakdown of some corn stalks, so that's something we'll probably use up a little bit of it for, but not enough to bring another load in. And that's hopefully was a smart thing to do, but we'll see. If the price goes down, then maybe we'll regret it, but like I said, it's cheaper than any we bought last year, so it can't be too bad of a deal. Since we didn't get our parts today, we're going to move this thing out of the way, because I am not going to be able to work on it tomorrow, even if they do come tomorrow. So it'll be Monday before we can get to it, and I don't want to leave it sitting in the driveway that whole time. Phil's got an air hose laying across the driveway there, so we're not going to drive over that and take it around back, so we'll just back it into the grass over here, and it'll be fine. Phil will spend basically the next week out there getting the grain system ready for harvest with the air gun, maybe a power washer, who knows, just cleaning everything, getting chains lubed, making sure everything's adjusted right so it's ready to go. Yeah, now it's looking good. So I'm gonna move these in so they're not in the road. It's not the end of the world if somebody runs over it, but I don't really want them to, you know? Yeah, we should try and get these forms off tonight. I might work on that a little bit. While I got my power washer here, I'm going to wash the other part, the approach that we poured last year. And just clean stuff up a little bit here. Got my power washing done. Loaded it back up along with all the boards that I had laying there, minus the ones that are still on concrete. Shovels, rake, tools. And we'll put them away in the barn. And I gotta hurry because I gotta go get my boys from football practice in 20 minutes. Aha! Got a little corn come off here. We're going to pick the boys up from football practice. These fields just died about 3 weeks ago, a month ago. I remember at my field day, people were talking about how dead this corn was. So that's been 3 weeks ago anyway. I have not stopped and walked out in and looked at it. They're not our fields, so I don't know. But I talked to somebody who did, and they said it's full of tar spot. It died from tar spot. Most likely, I don't know, but most likely did not get sprayed with a fungicide. And it's dead. Now, I heard he started shelling there almost a week ago now, or maybe the first of the week. But it was still too wet to really get going. So I assume it's in the high 20s, low 30s maybe. Okay, as we wrap it up for today, we got some things to talk about. We got a lot of things to talk about, so this is probably going to drone on for a while. I apologize. But while I'm watering my landscaping stuff around my flagpole, it's a good time to talk. Speaking of watering, it's very dry here. It's very dry. I'll take some screenshots and throw up the pictures of the U.S. Drought monitor that kind of tracks how droughts are across the country, and the state of Ohio is in pretty rough shape, as you can see here. Now, it's dry here, but we are nothing like southern and southeastern Ohio. That red dot down there in the center is about where Brian Brown's farm is. They're in worse shape than us by a lot, so I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, yeah, it's pretty dry, and our crops are suffering because of it. Now, we've been pretty fortunate, caught a lot of rain, and we're gonna have good crops, but we definitely took some off and lost the top end yield on some of these with this late season dryness that we've got right now. Nothing I can really do about that, though, is there? Other than the irrigation that we've been running, of course, but that's on a very small percentage of our acres, relatively. So we'll do a little watering. It's okay. Most of our crops at this point are beyond where any water is going to help. So even if it does rain, there's chances of rain maybe over the weekend or the first of next week. Going to do very little for anything other than our double crop beans. So I would like to get some. We do have wheat to get planted in another week or two that we're going to need some moisture in the soil for that, and it would make getting the ripper in the ground a whole lot easier when it's time to start tillage. So yeah, we really need some rain here. Now, tomorrow there will not be a video. I've got stuff going on tomorrow, so we'll talk about it when I get back, but that's why. That's what's happening. There's no video tomorrow. So that takes us to next week. Monday we'll make a video that will come out on Tuesday, but I feel like I should prep you because next week is the Ohio Farm Science Review. It's kind of the major farm show for the state of Ohio, and I will be going, so if anybody would like to meet me or see me or whatever, I will be at the Ohio Farm Science Review on Wednesday next week. So my seed company, which, all right, sidebar from the farm show side of stuff, for those of you that have been around for a while, you know that I have a little bit of a spat. We're going to call it a spat going on with my my seed company. Basically, I feel like I do a pretty good job of promoting their products and have for several years on YouTube, and I've been trying to get them to sponsor me and pay me a little bit for doing so. They don't do that. It's okay. But then a year ago, I signed an agreement with them for all the kind of warehousing stuff that I was doing. And a clause in that agreement was that I would not say the name of the seed company in public or any publication or anything, which basically prohibited me from saying their name on my YouTube channel. I'm like, I'm trying to get you guys to pay me, and you're making me sign an agreement saying I won't say your name. Well, I officially have permission to say the name Golden Harvest on my YouTube video. I got that for approval today, and I hadn't asked for it before today, but I did ask, and they approved it. And the reason that I need it is because next week at the Farm Science Review on Wednesday, I will be doing an interview with our agronomist Wade at 1 o'clock in the Golden Harvest booth. So if anybody wants to come and watch that, it's in the Golden Harvest booth on Wednesday at 1 p.m. He's doing several of these interviews. There's one at, I think, 10 a.m. on Wednesday, and then a couple on Tuesday as well. Should be really good. So, yeah, looking forward to that. My plan is to film it and put it on YouTube. I thought about trying to do it as a live stream. I think that will be too hard for me to coordinate, so we'll probably just film it. I'll set up a camera or two, and we'll use that for the video for the day. So I'll remind you again for me Monday, but you won't see it until Tuesday, so I thought I better say something today to make sure that you have a little bit of time to plan if you're planning that trip and you want to come and see me. So Farm Science Review, it's in Longdon, Ohio. It is about 2.5, 3 hours south of us here. Yeah, so now on Tuesday next week, I have some tentative plans to go and check out a drone sprayer operation that's in north central Ohio. Those of you that watch Millennial Farmers channel will have seen him on his channel back in July. I've been talking to this guy since March. I think he reached out to me the first time, and I kind of put it off for a while. And then when I was looking for somebody to spray stuff for me, and the local people didn't respond to me, I reached out to this guy, and he was booked at that point, which I don't blame him. But anyway, we kind of set up this for me to go down, check out his operation, get some demos. We're going to make a video out of that, and then you know, that's kind of Tuesday. It's on the way to the show more or less for me, so I'll just stay down there Tuesday night and go to the farm show. My wife planted so many pumpkins. She even planted some over here in my landscaping that didn't get done until like the 1st of August. I don't know how. I'll let it grow. It's fine. I don't think it'll make anything, but it's fine. Anyway, back to this whole seed business side of stuff here, right? So I have permission to say the name of the seed company. They're still not paying me to say it, which this is beside the point. But you may start seeing a little bit more content on the seed business side of things, because I have changed the format of how I am selling seed for 2025. So I am entering into my 17th year selling seed, 16th as a seed advisor with Golden Harvest. I've been doing this for a long time, and everybody does things the same way. Every seed company, I mean, there's very little differences in it, how seed is sold, how it's bought, anything like that. And I really like things that differentiate me in the marketplace from every other seed company out there. We had something like that with our Enogen corn several years ago, still do. On the livestock side, it was a fuel play here for us briefly that kind of got ripped out from under me, but it's fun when you can talk about something that nobody else can, right? Well, a few years ago, Golden Harvest introduced this concept called GHX. And essentially, GHX is a different go-to-market strategy. It offers advanced service and agronomics at a flat per acre pricing, right? And so that's a little different than seed is sold. Usually seed is sold so much per bag. This is what it costs. You know, if you get any service or recommendations on top of that, you're doing pretty good, right? Well, GHX has taken a little bit of a different approach, and they sell seed by the acre instead of by the bag. We want you to plant the right seeding rate for the hybrid, for the ground, for the yield environment, not take the cost of the seed into account. So I don't care if you plant it at 30,000 or 36,000, it costs the same per acre, which is unique in the industry, and something that I'm excited to work with a little bit. It also offers a lot of flexibility around payments and timing and commitment dates and stuff like that, which is why I haven't been really busy selling seed the last 2 weeks, because had I been under our old system, tomorrow is the first big early pay deadline. Well, I don't have that one anymore. And so it gives me and my customers a lot of flexibility. One of the reasons that I made this switch is because I really wanted to be a GHX customer. Our farm side, it made more sense to me of like, this is the way I should be buying seed. And so if I think that's the way I should be buying seed, it's probably the way I should be selling seed as well. So we're going to try that. I'm going to try and talk you guys through the process as we go throughout the year here. But right now, I need to start talking to my customers. Some of you are probably watching this, and I haven't told you that I'm making this change yet. So don't worry, I will be around. You have not missed any pay deadlines or anything like that because, well, there aren't any this year. And so, we're going to figure it out. Right, but I need to talk to my existing customers, kind of let them know what's going on, what the difference is, what it means to them. Doesn't mean a lot different to them, just how I present stuff, basically. And start making some proposals. And so we make proposals based on acres and what products you want to use based on trait platform, more so. There's really no difference between genetics anymore. So it's just really interesting. And I'll show you kind of as much as I can with respect to privacy of customers and everybody else. And anyway, so we're going to talk about that as we go throughout the year here. You're going to actually hear me say the name Golden Harvest. I'm going to promote the crap out of their stuff for free, but hopefully it helps my business in the process here. And someday, people in charge will do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. So anyway, I joke a little bit on here about this, and it is sort of frustrating that they won't sponsor the YouTube channel because I do feel like I bring a lot of value to the brand. However, I am really happy with my seed company. I've been with them from the very beginning. They do treat me very, very well. This warehousing side of stuff was for a GHX specialist in Michigan. I will be what they call a GHX seed advisor. It's a little bit different. He's a full-time employee. I am not. He doesn't have a warehouse. I do it for him. It worked out really well for me. Like that was a very good thing that I did this year with that. So I have no interest in changing seed companies and going anywhere else. They treat me well on the business side of it, not the YouTube side of it. On the business side of seed business, I'm very happy with them. Not to mention that they have pretty darn good products. I mean, our yields have been phenomenal, especially the last couple of 3, 4, 5 years here. Like we've made Golden Harvest hybrids shine, and you've seen it in the yield contest stuff that I've done. But the potential is really good. I like what we're doing. Anyway, that was a long way of me telling you that I'm going to be at Farm Science Review next week, and you should come check it out on Wednesday at 1 o'clock at the Golden Harvest booth. That's what that was all about. So thanks for watching this one. Have a great weekend. Like I said, no video for tomorrow, and we'll be back at it next week. We've got this drone thing going on. We've got Farm Science Review, and it is entirely possible that harvest starts for us on Thursday or Friday of next week. I am kind of preparing for that to be the case. So Monday, we've got to get everything ready, and that means hopefully getting our disc ripper put back together. The parts should be here by then. It means we got to get the bean head hooked up. We've got some poly underneath that needs to get replaced and gone through. So we're gonna try and work on that. I think Brock's coming on Monday. I thought he told me. So yeah, it's go time. We got to get all this stuff ready to go now. We should also get our new seed wheat next week, so we'll have that, and we'll have wheat deliveries to make. We'll have more wheat to treat, I am sure. But yeah, we got to be ready. So thanks for watching today. Have a great rest of your night, weekend. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and we'll see you guys next week.